Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making an introductory announcement video of a series I want to do on my channel that will be the first of my ex-Mormon content. When I was leaving the Mormon church, I had a lot of questions that nobody could answer. I even made a list of them. Someday I might share that on here. But I made a whole list of questions. I went to my husband, who had served a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and he didn't have any answers for those questions. I went to my mom and asked her some of them, and she didn't have any answers. So I started trying to find the answers, and I couldn't. And that was a really hard time, so I started turning to books. And one of the books I picked up to read was called No Man Knows My History by Fawn Brodie. It is considered anti-Mormon by many of the members of the LDS Church, but it really isn't when you read it. I mean, it is for their definition, but it tells true things about Joseph Smith. And when I read it the first time, it was so helpful to me because most of these things I never knew. I knew Joseph Smith was a polygamist. I didn't know that he married other men's wives while they were still married to them. I didn't know he married a 14-year-old. And I didn't know that he lied to his wife about it. I thought she knew the whole time. So, as I was reading, I always backed up everything I read with the church website and church sources. So this was the time that I'm learning all sorts of things about Joseph Smith, but I'm also making sure that they are accurate, that they're not just anti-Mormon lies. And it was so helpful to me. And I've been wanting to read this again since then and take notes and do more of a study of it. So I was thinking, what would have helped me during that time in my life just a few years ago when I was reading this book for the first time? I would have loved it if I'd had somebody to talk to about it. I didn't have anyone in my life to talk to about it. And so I thought, I'm going to reread this, taking my notes, and I'm going to make videos as I go through, sharing the things that are in this book and then showing the sources that back those things up. So if you don't care about this content, that's great. But I figured this might be something that's really helpful to people that were in the situation that I was. You are questioning things and you're wondering what to believe. And can you read this book? Is it anti-Mormon or is it truth? Because oftentimes you hear things about the church and you don't believe them because we're taught never to question things. We're taught it's not okay to criticize the leaders even if you're right. We're taught that you are not allowed to find any information from any source that is not church approved. And so often, when you tell people in the church things, you are completely discredited. So often, when things are shared, you just assume that they're not right, that they're not true. Somebody told you, oh, that's been debunked, and so you believe it. And most of the things haven't. I can't say they all haven't been, because I don't know every lie that's ever been told about Joseph Smith or the church. But most of them that people say have been debunked haven't been. And so this might be a helpful thing if you are a member of the church to hear the things that this book would say, and then see the church sources that back it up, and the historical things that back it up. And if you've never been Mormon and you're just interested to learn more about Joseph Smith and the LDS Church so that you have this information in your back pocket, that's great too. So if you want to read along with me, I don't have a schedule. I don't know for sure how fast or how slow I'm going to be able to get through this time. But I am hoping to do it pretty quickly. I'm hoping to do it by the end of December or January at the latest to be finished with it again. So every time that I upload a video for this, it will have in the title the name of the book and what chapters it's going to be about. So if you want to read along, that would be awesome. But you could look at that title, you could go read it and then come back and watch the video. And please, if you do that, please comment and let me know what you're thinking and what you think of the videos. And if you don't want to read along, that's great too. Just come along and see what I have to say. I really think this will be a really fun series to do, and that hopefully you can learn a lot from the things that I had to go and search for, but also I think I'm going to learn a ton going through it again, and I can learn a ton from those of you that maybe know more than I do about it, that have read it before, that know other sources that I haven't found yet. I hope you'll come back for this series of videos and enjoy them.